Yo, what is up, Knights? Aegis Rick here in the wake of the F1 Championship for DFO. For those of you who are uninformed, F1 stands for Fighting 1, a DFO tournament hosted in Korea featuring dungeon fighters from all the other versions of the game. This time, of course, a new challenger has entered the ring, DFO Global, making our first ever appearance in Korea. There was a stream for the whole thing, and we were even featured on the front page of Twitch. Yo, check it! If I'm not mistaken, there were about 2.2k people in there watching at peak times of the tourney, which gave DFO some much needed exposure. Anyway, let's go. Now, I could recap every match, but if you're watching one of my videos, you probably only care about DFOG, so I'm gonna just focus on that. In case you want to actually see the matches, go check out the past broadcast of the stream, link in the description below. They were great, and I'm pretty sure you can find them on YouTube as well. But DFOG, as expected, had a very high hill to climb, and well, attempts were made to say the most. And before I start, I just want to say, I think given the circumstances, our representatives did great. Now, taking a look at our brackets, it was clear that DFOG was already screwed. Group A had 2 DFOG members in it, meaning they had to fight each other, and it was our highest rated players in the Extreme Tournament, Jungjam on his M Brawler and Snow White on his M Ranger. While Jungjam was able to win against Snow White again in the destined rematch, both Jungjam and Snow White were unable to win against any other combatants, Snow White especially showing some uncanny levels of tilt, as was clear in his close-ups and gameplay dropping combos left and right. Jungjam was most of our biggest hopes in getting out of groups, and while having good performances and not many dropped combos, still is caught one too many times and was also defeated. Group B featured one DFOG member in what proved to be DFOG's highest moment with SSTJ, Super Saiyan Terrence Jones, the People's Champ, representing the US with his Elemental Bomber. He wins a convincing first round against a male mech, loses a well-fought game against a female grappler, and then has one of the most epic fights of the entire tournament against a hybrid EXO. As I saw on Reddit soon after, I cried. Watch this match if nothing else. If we were going to list who was the most convincing and focused player there, it was SSTJ, with even the Korean community giving him props. It also says a lot more, given that when SSTJ got there, he was mentioning that he only had 2 days to basically relearn the class, because he had brand new skills and new animations to play with because of the client differences. Good stuff, SSTJ. No. Great stuff. Group C didn't have any Americans in it, but it was at this moment that I want to point out that while DFOG didn't do anything spectacular, Japan did considerably worse, winning only a single match out of their total 12 that their 4 members played. DFOG as a whole won a total of 3. The next and final win for DFOG would come from GTSK on his Avenger in Group D, who makes an amazing unlikely comeback against a female Ranger, a comeback which involves no less than 2 raw gravity squeezes and a demon form transformation to finish it off. But aside from that, GTSK gets absolutely 100-0'd by a Scummoner and can't pull it off against a female striker, putting DFOG's hopes and dreams to a rest. Not a single DFOG or Japan player for that matter made it out of groups. It's over, boys. Well, not yet. There's still the event matches, where we pit the countries as a whole against each other, but that comes later. So after our very disappointing run in the 1v1s, we were treated to a halftime show, and I'll just take this second to compare the official English stream on Twitch with the KDNF coverage on YouTube. Our halftime show was a collection of 4 commercials made by what I believe to be the community managers. They were super cheese, but funny cheese. But they came at probably the most inopportune moment due to the fact that at the exact same time, a real halftime show with a K-pop band was going on. It's a shame some of you guys missed these butts. Woohoo! Anyway, the DFO stream was able to make it back to catch the end of the second and final act, even if the audio was really bad, but at least you saw something. Seriously though, there was a lot of downtime. You could have shown them during those instances instead of missing out on this performance. But anyway, we return back and the event matches start, which are best of 3 matches using the 4 members of each country as a team. It was China versus Japan to start off, leaving DFOG to face Korea. The first match is a straight 1v1, and we sent in Snow White to duke it out with a BM. More dropped combos later and Snow loses yet again, making the scoreline 1-0 Korea. If DFOG doesn't win the next elimination match, we are done for good. We use our last 3 remaining members, GTSK, Jungjam and SSTJ. Jungjam gets to go head to head as the opener in a mirror matchup against a male brawler. He gets pretty much destroyed by what we call Jungjam 2.0. The People's Champ SSTJ suffers the same fate, except in a brutal 99% damage combo. What the fuck? Finally, GTSK finishes him off, but ultimately loses in the end against a grappler with an Air Steiner combo. And just like that, our run in the DNF F1 World Championships for 2015 is over. Rip in peace, boys. Pack it up. It's time to go home. Now, I will talk a little bit about the finals for both events because, well, they were interesting. For the team event matches, it was China versus Korea in the finals. Now, China all throughout most of their matches have proven that they are very skilled players. However, extremely cocky and would often BM people mid-combo, for instance throwing pocket sand for victories or trying to mix in jump attacks for no reason. This BM proved to be their downfall by getting punished to the max. China decided to have not one, but 2 BMs in a row by 2 different players, and both of them get punished for it, ultimately losing an otherwise clean-cut victory for China, tying up the series 1-1. For the tiebreaker, it's a 1v1 again, and this time Korea returns the favor as the Korean male brawler straight up bodies their F-Striker and does a bit of BM on his own. So let this be a lesson for the next time you feel you might want to BM. Just remember, it could very well cost your entire team $4,000 in prize money. An ultimate story of justice if ever I heard it. In the end, a Korean battle mage took the entire tournament 1v1s, only ever dropping 1 match in the grand finals, proving that, damn it, maybe this lowly class is DFO's daughter, and also that he's fucking good at this game. He walks away with about $35,000 as well as a $1,000 bonus for the event matches. This guy truly showed up today. Congrats, man. And that concludes the F1 tournament stream. Afterwards, the NA-DFO stream on Twitch switched gears to a new topic to end the stream and had many slides covering the huge client change updates we should be getting in January. I have a feeling I'll be making a more comprehensive video later on with much more details, but I guess if you want a sneak peek of sorts, Zareth goes over a lot of what we'll be getting. Now, I was going to have a big section here to talk about the DFO stream itself, as I saw a lot of people in chat mentioning it, but I don't want to rant, so I'll keep it short. Like I said, I appreciate the exposure. 2K is a lot more than DFO has ever seen on Twitch, in pretty much forever. Though I would hope for next time we could at least rehearse what we were going to be doing. Commentary was very loud and muffly. The game music was extremely low, at least a few instances where the mic itself was muted for a while, and the commentator Zareth mentioning that he was not given a correct schedule, so we didn't know exactly what was going to be happening until it already was. And for a guy who said he understood Korean, I don't recall him doing any translating at all. I'd have loved to know what the Koreans were saying at some point in the tournament. Overall, there was stuff they seemed to have planned, like the starting countdown, the halftime show thing, and maybe the interviews, but not stuff that they rehearsed. I'll stop there, but I'm sure you guys will have more poignant complaints about it in the comments below. Anyways, that should cover everything about DFOG's run in the F1 Championships. Like I said, I'm proud of our reps and hope that they had a good experience over there in Korea. Good job, everyone, and I hope you have a safe trip back home. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you nights later.